What's good, everybody? Twinji again from Ceasar Graphics. Welcome to my how to use background series. Without any further ado, let's jump into today's tutorial. I got this design from Pinterest because I like the information on it, but the design did not really give the excitement feel. When it comes to festival design, bright colors are always the best option because festival is all about entertainment. Successful design describe the content fully and as simple as possible. Color is one of the tools you can use to achieve this on your project. The content on this project are too close. See, space attract readers by making the page look accessible, unthreatening, and manageable. After receiving the brief, draw out your ideas on a sketchbook. Choose the best frame for the project. I have a tutorial up here that will guide you on knowing the right frame to use for your project. Remember, you need to give room for space so your content can breathe. Visuals is what we use as designers to draw attention to our piece. Not choosing the right visual will make your project look boring, and this makes brand and organization look cheap. This can even make them lose money. The way the designer played with visual on this project is not professional. The fact that I'm redesigning this does not mean this is the only solution to making this project look good. Let me show you my own way of making this look better. Alright, so I'm going to drag and drop the image I'm going to be using today. So we're going to be converting this camera to a vector look. Okay, so the reason why I decided to make this move is because people are already used to seeing cameras on posters. I don't want this to look like what people are already used to. That's the reason why I converted it to a vector drawing. So I'm going to make a copy of the layer now, and I'll go to filter. I'll select filter gallery. Okay, so then I'll go straight to poster edges. Edge thickness is going to be 2, edge intensity is going to be 1, then posterization is going to be 2. So then I'm going to hit the OK button. So the next thing I'm doing now is to convert this to black and white. So I'll go to image, adjustment, and I'll select desaturate. Then I'm going to draw a marquee shape with my marquee tool around the camera, and I'll hit Ctrl C on my keyboard and I'll go straight to Illustrator. So I'll paste it now, and I'm going to go straight to image, trace here, and I'll click on this drop down arrow and I'll select 16 color here. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do now is to hit the expand button here, and I'll go to object and select ungroup. So because I already have the colors, alright, that I'm going to be using to make this look more interesting here, what I'm just going to do next is I'm going to select the shapes and fill them with these colors that I have here. So but first I need to delete the white colors around the camera like so. I don't want those whites. Alright, this is good. So I'm going to start with this side. So I'm going to just click and I'll go to select, and I'll select same, select fill color. So it's going to select the same set of colors for me on the camera, and I'll select the eyedropper tool here and pick a color from here, and I'll do the same thing again for this side. I'll go to select, same, fill color. We need to take this to Photoshop, so I'm going to copy this with Ctrl C on my keyboard, and I'll go to Photoshop and paste it. Alright, so before we do the pasting, I need to create a new document. So I'm going to make my width 700 and my height is going to be 900. Oh, excuse me. My width is supposed to be 720 because I want to be able to post this on Instagram. And I'm going to make my resolution 72. Then my color mode is going to be RGB. And I'm going to call this photo first, which is FF. And I'm going to click the OK button. All right, so I'm going to paste the artwork from Illustrator. So I'll hit Control V. So when you're doing this, all right, you need to make sure you are on the Smart Object option. So I'm going to select the OK button, and I'm going to scale this real big, like so. And this should be positioned somewhere around, let's say here, like so, yeah. And I'm going to make a new layer. All right, then I'll pick a color from the camera body and I'm gonna select the OK button now, and I'll use Alt backspace to fill the layer with the color of my foreground, and I am going to draw a frame. So I'm gonna draw a frame here, just like so. Well, let's just push this here, and I'll make sure that my frame color is set to no fill, and I'll change the stroke to white. Alright, let's just use white. Okay, this should be above the camera layer for this camera. Okay, and I'm going to change the corners of my stroke. Let's make it 60. Okay, and increase the size of my stroke. I'm going to bring out a free transform and just scale this out like so. Okay, then I am going to I'm going to create a new layer again, and I'm going to draw a shape so as to just fill the side of the project like so, and this should be white. Right, then I'm going to use the free transform to just push my frame up. Now the reason why I'm using this concept is so as to achieve the photocard look. Move this a little bit in like so, and just push this down. So actually I don't want this blue color I'm seeing on the edges of my frame. All right, I am going to take care of that later, or maybe we should just do that now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw a shape here like so, so as to just cover that part of my frame. All right, then I'm going to push the camera down to about this point. Okay, it should be here. Push this down just like so. Okay, this is not bad. And so I'm going to go back to Illustrator again. I actually want to copy some effect from this camera and just put it here so as to not to make my background look too dull. So I'm just going to copy here, here, and here. Then I'm going to just pick some part of this side and hit Ctrl C. I'll go back to Photoshop and I'm going to paste it. Select the OK button, and this should be bigger. I'll position this somewhere around here and just rotate it like so. Right, you can even make a copy of this and just rotate it a little bit like so. You can even push this down a little bit. Let's position this here. Then I'm going to put everything here in a group. Alright, pull this off. I'm going to copy the header, sorry. I'm going to paste that here. Change the color of this to the shade of yellow. Select the OK button, and I'm going to scale this real big. So the reason why I'm using this font is because of the title. All right, the title says frames and figure. So I need a square look font to depict that, because when we're talking about frames always come in form of square, and then figure also. If you want to show figures, so figures always come in squares. All right, so that's the reason why I decided to use this font that I'm using now. So I'm gonna hit OK, and I'll come here and just hit. Okay. I'm gonna pick this color again. Okay. Add tracking to objects. And push this here. And push this out like so. So select the two. Just push it out like so. Okay. And I'm gonna push this in just like so. And this will be here. So one more thing I need to do again is I need to position this here, alright, so as to just make the project look, so as to make the background look more interesting, alright. So I'm gonna position this here like So, okay, this is fine, and I'm gonna stop here. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. If you have not subscribed, remember to hit the subscribe button and remember to ring the bell so you will be notified when I post my tutorials. I'll see you guys again in the next one. Peace.